G'day guys, Rarevid's back again. This time covering one of my favourites, actually a favourite of a lot of people. Island of Perversion, the 1976 Nico Mastorakis extravaganza. It's pretty fucking filthy. Released here on Showcase Video. Impossible to find, pretty much. I have no idea why. It's always been that way. It's been as long as I can recall. You know, I've been at this 24 years, and it's really hard to get hold of. One thing with this film, it was released the same year as another film called Island of Death. This is where it gets confusing, because Island of Death is a completely different film, and this Island of Perversion is also known as Island of Death in the UK. Do you follow? I'm probably confusing you now. As I say, they're both directed in 1976, but the other Island of Death is nothing to do with this. It is this one here. It's also known as Would You Kill a Child? You know, the one on the remote, also on a remote, is it Greek island? I can't even fucking remember. With the little killer kids that go fucking nuts killing all the adults, and it's just the kids left on the island. So a lot of people confuse that with Island of Perversion, because this is released in other countries as Island of Death. And this is what happens with constant retitling. People just get fucking confused as fuck, you know, and sometimes I actually do as well. What was I going to say? Mastorakis directed quite a few other sort of action-y films, and some of them are very good. Zero Boys is a group of guys into paintball and whatnot, and they take off to some remote cabin, you know, to play their own fucking paintball game out there type thing. And unbeknownst to them, there's sort of inbred hillbillies like that, I guess like Hills of Eyes type fucking people, you know, inbreds, Tasmanian perhaps. And it sort of turns into sort of like Texas Chainsaw 3. Zero Boys is a very good one. Released here on 7 keys. Used to be pretty easy to get hold of. These days it actually isn't. You sort of struggle a bit to find it. The print on album was quite good. You know, given that a lot of things are night time, it was still quite good. Picture wise. It's very similar to Master Blaster, which, I mean, I must have watched this 30-40 times. It's very similar to Zero Boys. This has nothing to do with Mastorakis. I'm just showing this as a reference to Zero Boys type thing. In that, yeah, it's a very similar story. Probably a bit superior, sorry. I'm not even drunk and I'm fucking my words up. If you can find Master Blaster, get hold of that. It's a good one. Back to Perversion. Yeah, I mean, it features all manner of fucked up things. You know, there's incest. They get this cretin here. They nail him to the ground, and I don't know why. Just for shock value, I guess. They make him drink paint. You know. What else? There's a fucking guy. This main guy here. I don't know why again, but he rapes a goat. It's very unconvincing, but it plays off as very hilarious. You know. My favourite scene. He gets this old booze hag, you know, solely just to fuck her up. I think, I don't know. I can't really explain the scene. I don't know why, but he picks up this fucking dirty old booze hag, and it's disgusting. They're sort of going at it on the floor, and she's sucking him off or something, and he says, "Oh, you cunt, you bit me." It's fucking hilarious. So he stands up and proceeds to urinate all over her face, and she sort of squeals and screams, and then he starts to kick her. He kicks her in the stomach, kicks her in the head and whatever. Later on, they drag her outside and they cut her head off with a bulldozer. You know, it's not a very convincing decapitation, but it adds to the fun of it, really. There's a guy who's chasing him. I think he's a reporter or some fucking thing. And they put a noose around his neck. And they tie it to a plane and fly off down the runway and throttle him. You know, he's dangling from the plane by a rope. I don't know if Mastorakis is anti-homosexual or what, but he sort of takes a bit dig at them, really. You know, he features them tortured, depraved, bashed, that sort of thing. You know, threatened with a gun in one of their mouths. One's run through with a sword. You know, and it's just a bombardment of that sort of shit all the way through. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a fucking odd one. You know, I've never seen anything else like it. The tape, like I said, has always been very hard to find. Even though there's an Arrow DVD out now, I think it comes with a DVD and Blu-ray. This tape is still sought after, I guess, just as a collector's piece, I suppose. So that's about it. Mastorakis, like I said, he has done other films, actioners and whatnot. But to be honest, he hasn't done an awful lot. He hasn't done an awful lot of films, but some of the action ones he did do are actually quite good. There was another one called, what was it, fucking Hired to Kill, with a psycho guy out of Cobra. You know, the one with the big fucking stab you in the arse knife. I can't remember his name. But that was alright, it was nothing great. Nightmare at Noon is another one he did. It's supposedly a whole town going nutso from drinking polluted water, and they all start killing each other. But yeah, I haven't got hold of that yet. I haven't actually watched it. So, you know, that's about it. I like this. Explicit scenes in this movie may offend. Do you think? Before I go, one sort of thing that's always puzzled me is why we got... This is fully uncut here. I'm fucked if I know why. I mean, censorship decisions back in the day were just ridiculous. You know, we had... pretty much all the Fulci films, City of the Living Dead, Zombie Flesh Eaters, House by the Cemetery, they were all cut, and yet they go and put out Scavolini's Nightmare uncut, Island of Perversion, Rape Squad, there's a few others I can't think offhand, but, you know, yeah, the mind boggles, you know, at some of the decisions back in the day. But yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to find this now. I mean, I'm actually lucky this one's in very, very good condition. It came from Michael Helms, who used to do that Aussie Fatal Visions magazine, which was quite good. I've only got a few of them. So at the time I got this for $30. This has gone back like fucking 17 years ago. And he also sent me Equinox on King of Video, which was about $30 at the time as well. So I did quite well, I guess. I keep getting asked to sell this, and I have needed the money in the past, but I can't. I can't offload this thing. It just means too much to me, even though it's absolutely fucking depraved. So, you know, that's about all I can say on this one, really. I mean, most of you guys have no doubt seen these fucking films, especially Island of Death and Island of Perversion. If you haven't seen Zero Boys, you need to check this out. I think there's a DVD out now too. And Master Blaster, there is still no DVD, but it is fucking magnificent. Like I say, I've watched it so many times I lost count. The artwork on the Aussie sleeve is fantastic. So, I think that's about it for this one. I'll catch you lot on the next one.